Queen's Comic Podcast. Hey, let's go.
Hey, what's up? This is the Queen's Comic Podcast. I'm Billy Bombs,
I'm Ian.
and welcome back. We've had like 2 or 3 weeks off because we've had a lot of personal stuff to deal with and
Yeah,
life.
it's life. It is. It's just been busy.
Yeah, and we've actually run into a million problems trying to move the Queen's Comic Party due to some shows. But April 26th, we have a comic swap. Everybody's invited to come hang out. We ask that you bring a short box max. And we have a couple of vendors who are going to bring 2 long boxes that you can buy or trade wherever you want this upcoming Saturday, not tomorrow, but next week, April 26th at Lowlands Bar in Brooklyn.
What time?
That's going to be from 11 to 4.
Okay.
It's free. It's old school for us. It's what we used to do. I love it. So let's do it.
It's the Lowlands bar, you said?
Lowlands Bar, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there.
It's a great bar. You guys can meet Early Bird Comics, who has a great comic shop.
I met him
And
at the
then
last comic
you
party.
can also, yeah, and then you can also check out the other comic shops in the area like Galaxy, and there's a couple of bookstores over there that are fantastic. Like Barnes and Nobles, I found a lot of great shit in there. I was very happy.
Really?
Yeah, there's a couple of thrift stores too, but I think they're overpriced.
Yeah.
We do have a problem that in May, we keep running into issues trying to move the venues for May, but we found another venue. We might have an old venue helping us out. It's okay. I'd like to thank the Queen's Comic Party team who's been putting it all together. Billy Bombs, Billy Bombs, Billy Bombs, and Rob. Because I've really been stressed out trying to do this. Every time somebody suggested a new spot, they've hit me with some insane demands. Oh, also, just to mention this, we stopped taking donations because I have too many books to mail out, and I've been mailing them out one priority mailbox at a time
Yeah.
because that's the only way I can afford it. Also, please stop offering me donations and then asking me for money for it.
Hmm.
It's been a big problem of people like, how much are you going to pay me for donations? I'm like, I'm not going to.
It's not a donation if you're paying for it.
Yeah, if I have to pay you for it, it's me buying the books.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll give you a shout out. I'll do anything you want. But if you're donating 20 or 30 books and it's not, you need money, you just ask for money. Just tell me you need money. Don't tell me it's a donation.
Right. Because it's not.
And yeah, holy smokes, did I have to tell a lot of people that today.
That's crazy.
Before I spoke to you, I was angry telling somebody. I was like, stop calling me.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was too much.
Yeah.
Where were you on Tuesday? You went on a big event.
I went on a big event. I went on a very rare opportunity to see Mr. Robert Crumb live in person, in conversation with author Dan Nadel to celebrate the launch of the new biography. Just came out.
What an original name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets to the point, right? But the cool part about the biography is that everybody who went got a signed copy.
Say word. So how was the bag of bones of an old man?
So the bag of bones of an old man was surprisingly spry for an
He is
81.
very old. I didn't realize how old he
81.
was. Yeah, and he was old when he started doing comics because he was doing postcards before.
He was doing postcards and trading card work at Tops in the 60s.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that
It's
guy
funny.
did everything.
He talked about Sunset Park because that's where the
No
Tops
shit.
factory used to be. He called it the asshole of Brooklyn.
I work out there. I agree.
Yeah, I used to work out there. I agree too. But no, he's pretty spry. Like he's very quick-witted. He's totally with it, totally lucid. He is working on a new comic. He mentioned that first one in a while.
Yeah.
Was very forthright and I feel pretty honest about the biography and kind of how it represents him. Dan Nadel approached him with the idea of writing the book. It wasn't the other way around. And Crumb agreed to do it only on the condition that like it's a warts and all biography. So it deals with the accusations of racism and misogyny and sexism that are very much a part of his work and
Yeah.
what he was trying to go for with it, you know. So they did discuss that in a fair bit of detail. Crumb's stance basically being, yeah, it is racist. It was reflecting a racist country. And that's why it's racist. Did not have a lot of kind things to say about the current state of America.
Oh, no. We're going to talk about that too because we don't get political. But today we're going to We're gonna hit on some topics because I'm angry.
All right. But yeah, he was funny. He was a joy to listen to. It was cool to be 25, 30 feet away from him. I wish there had been like an actual meet and greet or a signing. You know,
And that would have been excellent.
yeah, it didn't happen. You know what? I can't see him really wanting to do that. You know, he's not that type of person. He's a bit of a recluse, but he was funny. He was smart. He was clever. Dan Nadel, and I'm spacing on the moderator's name. It was Naomi something. She was really good too. Um, but for $60 a ticket, it was an hour. I felt it should have gone an hour and a half, 2 hours longer.
Yeah.
Not longer, but in total, it didn't. So I was a little disappointed that it was as short as it was. At the same time, Crumb's 81 years old. You know, how much stamina does he have to be on stage and talk about his life?
Yes, yes.
So
Bro, meet people when you can because you never know.
that's
Right?
it. Yeah. So I mean, he lives in France. This is the first time he's been in the States for a public appearance in a long ass time, and it could potentially be the last one he does.
Yes. Yeah. And especially with the state of the world right now. Listen, I'm gonna make like kind of a blanket statement. And we grew up liking rebellions, right?
Hmm.
We grew up watching everything. I'm gonna do something more recent. The Hunger Games, Star Wars, Andor, um, Harry Potter to some degree. I know a lot of people are angry at that, but there's like a rebellion against the status quo in everything. I have realized the only reason that we dream of rebellion is everybody thinks of themselves as a rebel, but people are not. People are not rebels. It took me a while to realize that people as a whole are glorified bootlickers. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate being like that, but like you meet a lot of people who say some wild shit. I have my GI robot sweater, and I got stopped about 4 times by 4 different people that said, "When have you ever dealt with a Nazi?" I was like, "All right, let me count the ways." I said, "From '97 to 2003."
Yeah.
And they're like 6 years. I said, "Yeah, from 13 till I was with 6 years, 19. I was dealing with Maspeth Queens. There's a lot of them. And they got patched over now to be a bigger gang that we all know about on in America.
Hmm.
And listen, like those people will turn on you in a heartbeat. Some of them are like really beaten up by like society that like they feel like alone and this is the only group they could find. That's why we have stuff like the Queen's Comic Party. That's why we're going to have the Bronx Comic Party. We're going to have stuff for you to come and hang out with other people that are into what you're into, but not on the political level, but on what you really are interested in.
Right.
Because when we got into punk rock, the punk rock was all about rebellion. For some reason, there was a facet of fascism in every scene.
Hmm. There was,
And we
yeah.
put,
Even in Niagara Falls, where I grew up, there was there was a skinhead problem in my high school. Somebody wound up
yes,
dead because of it.
say again.
I said there was a skinhead problem in my high school, a Nazi, not a street punk skinhead, but a Nazi skinhead problem in my high school, and one of my guys I went to school with wound up dead because of it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
There was people I like I grew up with that became that, and I was like, like I'm not like a white person. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad. Like I don't fit their definition of white person.
You're not Aryan.
I'm definitely not Aryan.
Yeah.
I'm what they call Europe tomato. Like I'm below. There's Europe potato. That's the white people they like. I'm Europe tomato. You know what I mean? Like I am to them. I'm not their people, and I'm okay with that. We don't have to be perfect to like each other. I date a lot of Irish women. It happens to me. You know what I mean? I date the pale faces. But it's weird that like what we do in these conventions is so much more than what we see other people do. And they have power to make stuff happen. Like if I could make this like a political party and like run for mayor, I would. But right now, and it doesn't matter what nationality you are, what ethnicity, what race or creed or anything, there's fascism at every level. And it's insane.
Yep.
We have a mayor who's insane.
We
Right
do.
now I'm dealing with him. Like like I've never dealt with this. Like they call the Cuomo fans the meatballs. I'm a meatball because I sometimes you just need some toxic masculinity to deal with psychotic masculinity. This is insane what we're dealing with in New York. Everything is getting crazier. I just want to finish Daredevil. I didn't know they just copied what was going on in New York, much less nationwide.
So
It's been 90 days and we've already had some crazy shit happen.
it's funny you say that because my wife and I watched it Wednesday night,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
day out, because obviously Tuesday night we were at the Crumb thing, and at the end of the episode, I said, "What did you think about that?" I said, "That was a really strong episode." She said, "I found it very upsetting." And I
It's
said, "What?" I
hard
said,
not to.
and I said, it hits really close to home right now, doesn't it? And she said, "Too hard, too close to home."
When
It
people
was a
talk,
very good episode, but she's right. Like it was in a lot of ways holding up a mirror to what we're dealing with.
yeah,
And I didn't
and the
expect
funny
that.
part is, until you can until you can see it in your face. Like, I'm not saying your wife didn't see it from other stuff, but I'm saying until you start realizing you're going through it. Even the craziest people we know who are very anti-immigrant, when they started realizing that their closest friends were getting deported too, they're like, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's my buddy. That's
Yeah,
my friend."
yeah.
I'm
Hold
like,
on
you
one
don't
second.
understand. Until you're affected by something, you'll never know what people are going through,
Mhm.
including friends and family.
Yeah,
All right, and it's happening to everybody. After that Daredevil episode, I feel like a lot of people who loved the Punisher character, who really supported that logo and everything like that, don't know how to feel because the way that show expressed them. You know
because
what I
of
mean?
what him killing a bunch of cops. You mean?
Oh yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, it was
And sorry
nuts.
for spoiler for anybody, but I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
I did not expect it to go that extreme.
I did not expect it to get as violent as it did either. I knew
I didn't
Disney
expect the
said they
Garth
were going
Ennis
for
edition.
an R-rated show, and they did. They went for it.
They went, I understood if they were going to go after him to go. There's a scene in Garth Ennis's ending of his fantastic run of Punisher
Hmm.
where he meets up with the three people that have become the Punisher in his stead. Like these some rich yuppie, some guy who's an eco-terrorist, and some other guy. And he tells them, he goes, "Do you know who this person is?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "Well, you killed them while trying them." And he's like, "Oh, you gotta break some, sometimes you gotta break some eggs to fry
Yeah,
an egg." He's like, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "Isn't this what you want?" He's like, "No." And he just slaughters all of them. So they just did that part in the show, which I thought was insane.
yeah.
But that's where we're at, where the only thing is explained is it extreme. I have a tattoo of Superman.
Mhm.
Today, while we're taping this, this is Superman Day.
I have a Superman Day story to tell later. Don't let me forget.
Oh yeah, well let me finish Superman, and you can tell your story because
Yeah.
it goes together. Superman used to fight the police, crooked landlords, and villains
And
because
Nazis.
every huh
And Nazis.
and Nazis. I'm sorry, but I'm talking about like the 1938 before Joe Simon and Jack Kirby laid the fucking law down and started fucking fighting them for real in the stories before we went to war.
Right.
Superman was around 3 years before that.
Yep.
Well, no, was it 1 year before that? Or something like that.
Uh,
1939, 1938.
yeah.
Superman came out in 1938. 1939 was Captain America.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I may be wrong, but I'm not. I'm never wrong.
Superman was definitely 38. I'm not sure on Captain America, but it was close.
Yeah, which is the other tattoo I got.
Hmm.
So I love comic book characters. I love fighting for what's right. Because if I ever did get called for doing anything in life, I love picking fights over shit. I love picking fights with people because even if I don't like you, you have a right to vote. You have a right to fucking argue. You have a right to protest. All that shit. You have a right to have an opinion. And even though if it affects you, you got to give a person a chance to talk and prove a better article. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're supposed to live in a world where we're all getting along, but like, yo, listen, these invisible borders are driving everybody crazy. You know what I mean? Like, no offense. It just so happens I was born in the right place at the right time in the world. A lot of other people ain't. But Superman was fighting all that stuff because, in honesty, he looked like the immigrant that the Nazis hated
Hmm.
because he was written by people who got pushed out of Hungary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might be wrong, but I'm thinking Joe Simon and this are like Eastern Europeans. Joe Schuster and oh fuck, what's the name of the other guy? Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster.
Yeah.
Well, what about your Superman story?
So my Superman story, I was at work today, and we have a younger guy on our team. He's a trainee. He's here on a student visa. He's working for the company for a year. He is from the Netherlands. So shout out to Brom, great guy. He comes up to me around like 11 o'clock or so, shows me his phone,
Pizza
right?
guy?
Huh?
Is he the pizza kid?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited. Did he find good pizza finally?
No.
Bring him out, bro. Take him to a party.
I'm gonna do it. So around 11 o'clock today, he walks up to me, shows me on his phone. He's like a picture from it might have been Midtown's page, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Midtown's page on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, Ian, you're into comic books. Did you know today is Superman Day?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did know that." He's like, "You know, there's a comic book store a block away." I was like, "Yep." I said, "Are we going on lunch?" And he said, "Yeah, if you want to go, I would love to go." So I was like, all right, cool, let's go. So we walked over to the Midtown Grand Central store, and Sam and Owen were there. So I walked in, and they were like, "Hey, Ian, how's it going?" So he was very impressed that like the comic book store guys knew me, and he's like,
Ugh.
"I've never been in an American comic book store before. This is amazing. There's so many. I've never seen so many comics in one place." And he's looking around. He's like, "I don't want to just buy, or I don't want to just get freebies. I want to buy something. I want to buy like a cool American comic book." So I was like, "Well, it's Superman Day. Are you going to buy a Superman book?" He's like, "I feel like I need to." It's like, all right, well, you don't have to. You buy whatever you want. But one of the guys working at Midtown, he's like, oh, the Action Comic facsimile reprints are in over here. And so Brahm's looking at like there's like a Virgin variant, there's like a Dan Mora cover variant, there's a regular cover, there's a foil cover, and then there was, I think, a blank. So Brahm's trying to figure out, which one he wants. And he finally settled on the Action Comics #1 reprint foil edition.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I saw it in Everyone.
Yeah, so he picked that up. He was very excited. He's like, "Oh, it's foil. I have to keep it in very good shape." Now he's 21, right? He did not
Yeah,
live through the 90s foil nonsense that
the
you
foil
and I did.
revolution.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, "Yeah, keep it in good shape." I said, "There's no guarantee it's going to go up in value, but it's just a cool book to have." He's like, "It feels really good to hold like the first appearance of Superman in my hands, even if it's a reprint." And then um there were still freebies left, so we each got a copy of the Superman Day All-Star Superman #1.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to get him All Star Superman #1 or
Yeah,
the trade.
he got these as well. The Superman for All Seasons.
Nice. That I love. Was it Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale?
Tim Sale, yeah, really nice artwork. And then Jimmy Olsen's Super Cyclopedia, which I
All
know
right,
nothing
fair.
about.
I don't know
So,
shit, but I
and
love
then
it.
my big purchase, because I didn't want to just get freebies either, is I bought the 3D version of Hulk 340.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
that
That's
was
a
kind of
cool
cool.
one.
So yeah, it was
Um,
fun. He was very excited. His enthusiasm was infectious. I'm kind of jaded when it comes to stuff like that. But it was nice to go with somebody who was like genuinely enthusiastic and happy to be picking up like Superman comics in any form. So it made his day. He was in. We got back to the office and he was showing every. It's Friday. A lot of people work from home on Friday. There were only like a half dozen or so people in the office today instead of the usual 20. So he was walking around showing everybody his foil Superman comic
that's
like kid at
awesome.
Christmas.
Um, I'll tell you one thing about the comics. I realized this is our renaissance. Comic books are our renaissance.
Hmm.
Like a time period when you could look at like this is an American renaissance. This is American creation.
Yeah.
And from there, shut off pinups and all this stuff. And I'm not talking about just on the side of planes. I mean, like, we're art books and models and all this stuff. And now we got AI that's ruining everything and all that stuff. But I think everything has that where it's a short period of time. It's like everybody who realized Pablo Picasso was not that long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, but this is our renaissance. This is American renaissance. Like, I got comics from different times, and I'll show off my big one that I got was I might have showed this already. I got the Justice League 75 for its appearance of Black Canary.
Yeah, you grabbed that at King Con, right?
King Kong, because it's been a while, so I'm behind. But then I got a 90s book also at King Kong, which I loved.
Great cover.
Great cover, and of Punisher 101. But then what I love is that the other stuff I got, because I haven't gotten that many books. Another old book I got, which I always wanted, this one's beat up and I a little bit overpaid, was X-Men 102.
Nice.
I got to get it pressed. I overpaid, but it was somebody I liked, so it's not the end of the world. All these books have gone down.
Yeah.
All these books have gone down, and I accept that. But I think I went over some of the stuff. But here's the three I really want to talk about. Everybody loves this guy, Mark Spears. I think it's okay. This is the fourth printing #1. Do you have one of these or no?
No, I didn't pick it up.
I got an extra one.
Okay.
I bought two of them by accident, not realizing I held two.
Okay.
And but then I love his this stuff
That's
like
in my
Return of the
pile
Dead?
too. Yeah. That comic
Yes.
sucks.
Yes. But I'm starting to realize I hang out a lot of tattoo shops because I'm covered in tattoos.
Uh,
A lot of this stuff is all iPad. You know what I mean? It is drawing. It seems like a lot of help. I'm a Jack Kirby guy. I'll always be a Jack Kirby guy. I have a leg tattoo of Jack Kirby. I have Jerry Schuster and Jerry Siegel tattoo of Superman.
Yep.
I'm gonna have a Bob Kane suit, a Batman coming up in another week or two. But then what's great about comics is that people that we know, you got this book and showed it off. I couldn't help but get it. Mondo's version from our friend,
Oh yeah, shout out to Matt Allison.
Allison Kankor. That's where we're at right now. Where people who can draw
Yeah,
will get the opportunity to do their favorite cover as a variant. That's art.
yeah,
This is
he's
art. He's an
ridiculously
artist.
talented. He's really
Yes.
good. There's new Kankor in the works too. If you follow his Instagram page, he's been showing
I'm
off.
behind on everything. I can't wait to catch up.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna get all his stuff in one shot because I'm way behind. But there's so many great artists. Don't get me, Mark Spears is a great artist. Don't get me wrong. It just I get the feeling of tattoo art.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been buying the Return of the Living Dead series simply for the
Just
covers.
for his artwork. His
Yeah,
artwork is fantastic.
I'm forcing myself to read it because I try to read everything I buy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's I I think it's bad. I don't find the story interesting, unique, or entertaining. I don't find it funny. I know it's supposed to be funny in spots. It's not making me laugh. Like I'm having trouble getting through it. And
I'm
that's a shame
excited that
because
people
there's potential to do a great Return of the Living Dead comic.
dude, the whole storyline and do a background and
Yeah,
dude, from the moment when he says send all the cops, send all of them on
yeah.
the phone, it gets crazier and crazier. It's zombies who could run
Hmm.
before Dawn of the Dead did that. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
The
Dawn of the Dead remake. Yeah,
remake from
yeah.
2004, which is a fantastic film.
I love that movie.
Um, I love that fucking film. That's the isn't that Snyderverse?
Yep.
You know, that guy's great, man. This guy's a great director because he loves what he does. But what I'm trying to say is, I love everybody's enjoying this Mark Spears stuff. I'm not enjoying the 1 in 50 variants. I'm not enjoying the Whatnot thing. Whatnot is done. In my head, Whatnot is done.
Yeah.
Because once you got kicked out of Reed Pop shows and you have to set up at a hotel 4 blocks away, you fucked up. And they chose that path because they had too many guys scamming.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The people who make money on there and people who that's their social life enjoy. I want you to make money. I want you to have a good time. I don't want you to be alone. I want you to have somebody to talk to and be part of an audience that you're on your phone with because that's your social life. Because where you're at in life, it's fine. Enjoy it. But this 1 in 50 or a $200 cover that there's
Yeah.
only 50 copies, I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. I'm over that. I've been over that for like the last 10 years with Marvel and DC
Hmm.
and with all the variant covers. I don't give a shit for Art Germ having another cover. I don't give a shit for this other guy. There's so many good artists that I'm enjoying their artwork. Panosian is good.
Yeah, he is.
Gabriel Del Otto is one of my favorite artists. I have him tattooed on my leg because I have a Highlander Zero cover tattooed on my leg. I love art, but I don't enjoy people having to pay through the nose to get a book, and then it goes down in value again.
Yeah.
Bro, make 2 covers. My favorite thing. I used to be a big fan of. I still am of comics with Bueller. He says the best cover in the world. 1 cover. That's it.
I agree.
If you do, dude, make a million covers down the line. Um, I hope that they do trades for that Mark Spears with all the covers he's done. I love it.
Or an art book.
Huh?
They can
That's
do
what
an
I'm
art
saying.
book.
An art book,
Yeah,
just the covers.
yeah.
I don't even.
Try
I
that.
have no idea what the story's about. I just love the covers.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm enjoying comics to enjoy comics.
I actually
But I'm holding you.
I've been reading Monsters and like it quite a bit.
You do. I just don't like the covers, like the other covers that like. I'm having fun with it, but I'm not having EC fun with it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
no, it's not EC level good. No, it's not. But it's
Yeah,
pretty
but you get
entertaining.
what I mean. Like,
If you like the Universal Monsters stuff, you'd enjoy it.
mm, totally, because I know the guy loves it.
Yeah.
The guy's putting out so much stuff. I heard because a lot of people tried to use it when he was coming up and coming.
Hmm.
So, and his DC covers are great. Only 1 book is 1 in 25. Everything else is cover B,
Yep.
which I love.
Right.
2 covers are 1 in 25. The Lobo one, but I gave it to our buddy John. Heroes Reborn
Hmm.
because that is his favorite stuff.
Oh, he's
And the
obsessed.
Green
Yeah,
Lantern I kept. Huh?
he's obsessed.
He loves him. He
He
loves
does.
that
No,
guy.
and
And I
that's
get
it's cool.
it
I
because
like he's the
following
one
him
who
when
got
he
me
was a
into
Kickstarter.
he's the one who got me into Monsters. He gave me when the
Same.
first print sold out, he gave me a second print at a very fair price. So I picked it up and I've been buying every
Yeah.
issue since. So thanks to John for
He
that. But
he
yeah,
loves it.
he's buying all of it.
Yeah. But at the same time, even I think he gets annoyed because even like with the pricing, he's like, yeah, it's a little too high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With some of the stuff. The DC covers, fantastic. His Mary Marvel with the other DC, I loved it.
Mhm.
I went to go buy the Atom cover, but I didn't get it because it was all beat up. But I'll find another one because that card stock always gets beat up.
Yeah.
But before I keep mumbling, what books did you got that you wanted to show off? Because we don't have that much time.
I got a bit of a stack. I'll go through it pretty quickly.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Almost all of it I've read. There's a couple I haven't. I'll start with the ones I have not read. We're taking everyone down with us, number one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can get signed copies at Midtown for cover price, so I picked it up last week. And then same with this one. You'll Do Bad Things, number one.
I love going there and you have the little tag. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Absolute Martian Manhunter, number one, which I wasn't going to buy until a bunch
Yo,
of people
that's
told.
sold out.
It's so good.
Yeah, yeah. I read it. I read
Yeah,
it. I love it, but I'm gonna wait for the trade. I'm a big Trad Moore fan, and I thought it was Trad Moore.
so did I. That's why I bought it. Somebody told me, a few people I trust told me it was good, and I thought it was Trad Moore on the art. It's not, but the guy, Javier Rodriguez, he's great. He's really good.
Yes,
Cruel Kingdom, number four. Pretty
I got
solid.
that copy. This one
Yeah,
too.
pretty solid. Hello Darkness, number nine, which continues to be, I think, my favorite horror anthology going.
Nice.
It's a strong, strong series. Um, Alien Encounters number, what is that? Five? Down to missing one issue of this run.
That is my favorite cover of that one. I have that one. I love that cover.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
chick, all that stuff. I would have got it tattooed on me if I didn't run out of space.
right. A few oddball pickups from Hot Flips. Justice League Quarterly, number 13, signed by Linsner.
Oh, nice, man.
I don't think I had seen this cover before. I'm a pretty big Linsner fan, and I don't remember this one.
I don't remember quarterly going to 13.
Neither do I.
Because just Green Lantern's only 7 issues. I assumed they were 7 issues.
Speaking of Green Lantern, Tim Vigil's only work for DC, signed by Tim
That's the
Vigil.
one. That's the last issue from that run.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's signed on the
fantastic.
inside cover by Tim Vigil and Tony Harris,
That's awesome.
which is pretty cool. And then the Blonde Avenger number one, signed by the Blonde Avenger herself.
Oh, isn't that the movie I have?
Uh, I'm not sure. Maybe.
I have a VHS called The Blonde Avenger, signed by the Blonde Avenger.
Yeah, it's probably it. Pandora Razor number one from Avatar Press. It's bad.
Yeah, but that looks cool.
The cover's nice. I like the early Everett Hartsoe Razor stuff a lot. It has like kind of a weird sort of underground Rebel Studios type vibe to it. Once Avatar picked it up, it goes downhill pretty fast. I will bite my tongue and leave it at that. Class War Comics number one.
Okay. Kitchen sink?
Yes, it is. Absolute Batman number seven, which was okay. I'm gonna give this until like issue 10, and I'll see what happens. If it doesn't really start grabbing me by then, I'll probably drop it. We already talked about that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Alien Paradiso number five, which is the last issue in the series. This was pretty mediocre. Didn't care for the art.
Really,
I
they're
love
doing
the
it for
alien
money.
stuff. I'm a sucker for alien stuff, so I keep
Yeah, me
buying
too,
it.
but
And then, all right, I have to do this in a specific order. So I picked up Funny Book number one.
very cool.
You know the significance of this book?
No.
There's a first appearance in here.
Of who?
Let me see if I can show. Yeah, I can show this page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is the first Cherry Pop-Tart.
Yeah, nice.
10 years before Cherry number one.
Wow.
This is from 71.
Did not know he was doing it that far back.
Well, he didn't do anything between 71 and 81. So this was the first appearance, and then 10 years later brought her back.
What, he just run a head shop the whole time?
I don't know what he was doing, but probably.
Yeah.
And then related to that, my Kickstarter package came in. So number 24 was a Kickstarter exclusive. It's like triple sized. It's huge. This thing has some real weight to it. So that's issue 24, which has the same Larry Wells story in it that the Adam Hughes one does. But then it's got like
Yeah.
4 additional stories that are not in the other versions.
Nice.
And one of the add-ons you could get from the Kickstarter campaign was some of the back issues. So there were a couple I was missing. I picked those
Oh,
up.
nice.
That one too. And then this one, I thought I had it, which, whoop, just kicked the laptop there. I thought I had it, which is funny. And I was like, don't I have a signed version of this? Or a remarked version of this? And I was like, oh no, wait. I got one at Big Apple, signed and remarked for our friend Tommy. So I didn't have this. So it was cool that I got it as an add-on. So yeah, that's That's most of the smut for now. I got this.
Dude, I got those books too, but somebody bought them all for me in a heartbeat. Not the
Yep.
ones you got, but
Right.
a couple of them, and including a Futurama #1 newsstand.
Yeah, you told me that.
That's
Yeah, I'm
why I
down
can't
to
show it. It's in my car.
out of the 24 issues, I think I need 4 to finish the run. So it's not an
Hopefully, none
easy
of them are
run.
the ones I just sold, right?
Sorry?
Not the ones I just sold. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I have to double check, but I don't think so. But it's all good. And I got Eternal Comics #1, which is like it was an underground book. I liked the cover. It was just like $2, so I picked it up. I
Yeah,
don't know
nice.
what's happening in this comic. It's too stoned. I don't know. The whole thing it had to have been done under the influence of LSD. The artwork is gorgeous. The story is incomprehensible. I'm happy to have it. I like stuff like this. It's also in beautiful shape. The artist is not somebody I recognize. I don't know any of their other work. What else I get? Hulk, the only Marvel comic I'm buying on a monthly basis these days. I'm still really having a lot
Who's
of
right
fun.
now and now?
It's Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Nice. I like
Yeah,
him.
he's good.
He's the one who did that Savage Superman, where it's like World War Superman type shit,
Okay.
where he's like a caveman with just an ass. The guy was telling me how happy he was to have an action figure at New York Comic Con, and I was like, good for you, man.
Yeah. I picked this up from Dollar Bin Lou at Hot Flips.
That's a good
Early
book.
Jeff,
Lost Dogs.
super early Jeff Lemire. This comic is brutal. It's
I
absolutely
believe
brutal.
it.
It's a very, very grim story. I love Lemire's self-published stuff that he writes and draws when he gets really personal with it.
Mhm.
And this is about a big, giant, burly guy who is out looking at the ports with his wife and his daughter, and they get attacked by criminals. And the daughter is killed and the wife is raped, and he goes out to get revenge, and it just goes horribly, horribly wrong. Very, very dark stuff. But these are not this early Lemire self-published stuff is very difficult to find. Lou had a copy for I think it was $3, so I was happy to get that from him. So shout out to Lou. And then a few interesting pieces. I picked this up at Hot Flips as well.
Oh, that's not, is that Neil Gaiman?
It's Neil Adams.
Neil Adams. Neil Adams. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Strange Adventures number 209, one of the last Dead Man issues. It's in really nice shape. And one of the things you should always do when you buy old comics is look on the inside cover, right? Or the inside
Oh,
book,
yeah, yeah.
because sometimes it's signed by Neil Adams.
Yeah, I've been on the hunt for Kirby like that my whole life.
Yeah, I need a Kirby book too. I got a Stan Lee one, but I don't have a Kirby one.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm so happy to get my Stan Lee book back.
Yeah, and then the last thing I picked up was, and I've been so busy I haven't had time to read this yet, but I did pick up the Jaime Hernandez life drawing hardcover. And
Mhm.
again, shout out to Midtown because you could get it at cover price signed if you wanted it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's
I'm
that's
so behind. I have like 4 more books to get from them from their Chronicle series, where
mhm.
it's a bunch of like they're not digest size, they're super thick, but they're a little bit shorter versions of all their books. I got like 4 more to get to finish the whole set from them. I love the Hernandez brothers.
Yeah, I want to pick up that Love and Rockets like mega anthology collection that Fantagraphics put out last year. It's a couple $100, and I don't want to drop that right now. So
I like the covers, and I have the other books in the other version. You know what I
yeah, I
mean?
don't have them, so it
Get
makes
those
sense to
books
me
if
to
you
go
see
that
them.
way.
They're always cheap. They're
A
like
lot of
nine
them are.
bucks each, and you can read them.
Yeah, I have a couple of the single issues floating around, like maybe a dozen or so, but I would like to read them from start to finish in order.
Yeah, dude, they're awesome.
They are, but
But I guess we're running out of time.
we are.
All right. I'm Billy Bombs from the Queen's Comic Party, and this was the Queen's Comic Podcast with Ian.
I'm on the couch. I'm Ian on the couch.
All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Queen's Comic Podcast.